So I think, no, it's not I think, I know I'm going through my menopause. And I've been giving it quite a lot of thought now that we're going to be talking about it. And the main reason why I didn't want to talk about it was because I didn't want to get emotional. Because I think for me, it's been not so much the physical symptoms. Yes, I was getting the hot flushes and, well, the hot flushes was my main thing.
Yeah.
But I think I was also getting like a lot of tearfulness, and I think I didn't know what it was. I didn't really put it to the menopause. So I just kept on thinking, what's the matter with me? Because I'm not that sort of person, you know.
Harder.
So,
You're harder.
and I think when you don't know what's going on, you kind of think, you know,
What is going on?
Yeah, what is going on?
Yeah.
So I think I was just trying to deal with it, and you sound a bit emotional. So yeah, I was just trying to deal with it. So
we'll go to something. We'll go
Yeah,
somewhere else.
Yeah.
We'll go to someone else. Fine.
yeah,
So,
we'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to you, Claire. So I think I think we use the word menopause, perimenopause, and it's kind all these words are bandied around, but I just thought I'd get the facts as in what each one means. So I think sometimes we don't really know what they mean, and it's only when I went to on the mic to the GP because let me backtrack. So I had a hysterectomy when I was 35. So I remember at the time, my surgeon said to me that I may or may not experience symptoms of, and I think he would have said menopause. Back then, I don't think he. We didn't really know. I at least I didn't know. And I think I can actually remember up until 2019, I was absolutely fine. I didn't have any. Obviously, my period stopped when I had the hysterectomy when I was 35, but I didn't have any symptoms or anything. 29, I remember because I remember where I was working, and I remember being at work and just when we all know you're sitting there and you just get I say my head used to just get hot, and you feel like there's nothing that you can do to kind of cool yourself down. And I went to the GP, I went to the GP. And they didn't do blood tests. And again, this is something that I've since learned that I don't think blood tests are apparently not a reliable way because your hormones change. So they don't always use that as a way of saying whether you're going through it. But the doctor said, I'm not going through menopause. That's what they said to me. And I kind of was like, whatever. And the symptoms kind of eased off a bit. They did. They eased off. They then came back, I reckon, last year, where I have a fan with me because I can be in a situation, as you said, the beads of sweat will come here. I'm sweating down there, and I started HRT, hormone replacement therapy treatment, HRT. I started that. I'm gonna say 3 months ago. I was so I had the gel, which you put on one pump once a day or once a day. Had it and I think after the first 4 to 6 weeks, I went back to my GP and I didn't feel any different. And she was like, increased it. Again, I didn't feel any different. And I don't know whether it's a mind over matter thing where you're kind of telling yourself, well, this should be working. I should be feeling different, but I'm not. But I didn't. And then what happened? It then ran out. I couldn't get a GP appointment. Yeah. And I just haven't, and I've left it. But I don't feel there's any difference in my symptoms. I still get hot, not all the time. But I think that's my maybe the brain fog actually. I think sometimes I will try to, like the words here, I want to say it, but it's like it's not. I can't get it there. It's just not. It's not coming out. But I think so. Right. So I looked on the what's it called, NHS site. So it says menopause is when your periods stop. So we know that that's when your periods stop due to your lower hormone levels. It usually affects women between the ages of 45 and 55. Now we know that.
Yeah, some people get it early.
And it says, but it can happen earlier. Perimenopause is when you have symptoms of menopause, but your periods have not stopped, but they're generally irregular, right? Perimenopause ends and you reach menopause. So we go through this stage and we get menopause, and when you have not had a period for 12 months. Menopause and perimenopause symptoms can have a big impact on your life, including relationships and work. Back to you guys. I mean, I think it affects us all differently, but I don't know. If you want to go back to your...
Well, what I would say is that I think if I had known more about the mental impacts it can have on you, and if I'd linked it to menopause, then I think that would have helped me, you know. So I think once I did, and once I knew why I was feeling that way, I then did go down the route of HRT. And I got patches and also progesterone tablets, which I started to take, and it's helped.
So is it
progesterone tablets. Now, first of all, I thought the progesterone was the actual... was the actual hormone, but it's actually the patches, which is like, they're called Everol, I think it is.
Okay.
So the patches are the actual hormone replacement. And the progesterone, what I understand, is what protects your womb.
Oh, right. Sorry to jump in. So, because I had estrogen, because I've had a hysterectomy, I believe I can't have that because I have no womb, right? Okay, right.
You don't need it, right?
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
So, but then the thing is, up until the time that before I had that, I was having no periods. Now that I've started to take it, periods have now come back. Wow. So now they're telling me, there's this really mad way of taking it, which is like, now the progesterone, you must take it the 15th day after your period up until the 25th day of... I mean, to be honest with you, I ain't really got it right. I just kind of take it sometimes and don't take it other times. I've actually booked an appointment because I wanted to go to the menopause clinic myself, because what they do, you go to your GP, they kind of get in touch with the menopause clinic, kind of tell them any other medication you're on, and then they come back to you and prescribe what they, you kind of do it through your GP.
So do you have physical appointments though? Did you actually go in and see your GP?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But only once.
Okay.
Right? And then I've had telephone appointments with the GP. But when I ran out, when I first got the prescription, the GP kind of said, look, if you've got any problems, book another appointment. Well, I wasn't having any problems until the period came back. And then I was like, let me just, inform them. Then it's like after I eventually got an appointment, then they started telling me to take it in this weird way. Then when the prescription ran out, because it was like you can just get a repeat prescription, rang up the pharmacist, ordered a repeat prescription, didn't come, kept on going back. I'll chase it up, whatever. Suddenly, I just get a text, make an appointment for the GP again. I'm like, what's going on? They want to review it. Basically, I was without it for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
So it's like you're starting again because it's a build-up thing. So I wasn't happy about that. Then I said I want an appointment for the menopause clinic. They said, yeah, no problem. You know when I gave me an appointment? January next year. And they just cancelled it the other day and now put it to February. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the thing is, the GPs are not really clued up on it. They're not, they can't, the advice they give you is very minimal.
Let me just is your GP male or female?
that doesn't exist because you don't have a GP.
Yeah,
you just see this one and this one from that surgery and that surgery. I mean, that is a whole conversation to itself with how my GP runs in my area.
Because when I've got, I had this problem with my shoulder. So when I had my appointment, and they were saying to me, this could be a reason because of the menopause and aches in joints, right? And it was a guy that I saw, and he said to me, try and get an appointment with a female GP. And that's what I did. And the woman that I saw, I remember telling you guys, she was so thorough. I mean, she went through everything, and obviously because of the diabetes, she just went through everything with me. But the problem is, you then can't get an appointment with her again.
But then that's the thing. When you book online with my doctors, it's like they will say, is there a preference? I will always ask for the GP who dealt with me with the menopause, but you never get man. I mean, even when after I linked that how I was feeling was due to menopause, one of the time I spoke to a male GP, right? And he said to me, he wanted to prescribe me antidepressants.
Wow.
After I said to him, I think it's menopause.
Yeah.
You know, and he said antidepressants.
Just over the phone, right?
Yeah. That's interesting because I was on a menopause webinar earlier on this week, and that's one of the issues that they were talking about, that a lot of the GPs are not trained enough about menopause in order to treat it properly, and they are, either they're not taking you seriously when you're telling them about your symptoms, or they want to put you on antidepressants and things like that.
And he was very unsympathetic.
So,
it's like he just don't want to listen to what you're saying. It was just like, oh, this is how you're feeling. I
just want to fling you onto tablets. For me, with a menopause, one thing I must admit, I've got to thank Mummy, because when Mummy was going through a menopause, she was quite open. She was very open about it.
Yeah, she was.
She was living in Jamaica at that point, and a lot of the symptoms that she was going through, mainly the hot flush, actually, she was like, the hot flushes, I need something for this. And I remember looking into what is good for hot flushes for her. And one thing that I found was something called yam cream. Like yam is supposed to be good for the hormones.
Yam is in
yam. But the yam cream, and I remember buying yam cream for her that you rub underneath the breast area and around the belly button. And I remember sending it to her through someone. And I remember her, saying, Angie, whoever's coming next, send them several bottles of it.
Yam cream.
It works, But I remember her thinking, like, she's going for all of these symptoms. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, I want to make sure that I'm ready for this anytime it comes to me. And I remember thinking, I need to start taking some yam now to help to, I was adding more yam to my meals, and just kind of thinking about if it happens. So for me, mid-40s, I recall, at the time, I didn't actually think when I went to the doctor, I did say to him, do you think it's menopause? Because, I remember walking to the station in the morning, and when I got onto the train, and I wasn't running, I remember got onto the train perfectly fine, and then this hot flush hit me from up here right up. I mean, this was winter time, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm drenched, like I'm sweating. I had to take off the scarf. It's like, I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, is this a hot flush? Is this what it is? I always remember also thinking, I remember suffering from like palpitations. The heart just kind of beating extra. And I'm thinking, why is that? Which I now know is part of some of the symptoms. And fatigue. I remember waking up in the morning, and as soon as I wake up, it's like I can't wait to go back to bed. I'm thinking about, I can't wait to finish work to go back to bed because I'm so tired. And another thing with the brain fog, I'm someone that I'm on it. And when I'm forgetting stuff, I'm like, how am I forgetting this? How am I making these silly mistakes? So I remember going to a GP and explaining, and he recommended some blood tests. He fed you. He actually even said to me that he will request whether they can do the test to check whether I'm going through the menopause, perimenopause or whatever. And the blood test came back, and he said it says that you're not. A little like now I know that sometimes it just depends on when the test is taken because the hormone.
Yeah.
So it was the wrong, but it came back that I wasn't. But he said that you're just deficient in vitamin D3. Which I thought, okay, let me just top on that. But it didn't take the symptoms. Obviously, I was still suffering, but I thought, okay, maybe I need to just focus on some natural remedies and stuff. You know, like with the hot flushes, make sure I've got a fan, make sure that I'm not dressed too, like, not too much thick clothing, lighter stuff, exercise. Take off. Yes. Taking like natural tablets and stuff like that. But the energy, the fatigue one, and it was you that introduced me to. Well, I remember reading through it. Well, actually, the hot flush. So the hot flush was just the odd one when I was in my 40s. 2020 lockdown. That's when the hot flush hit me.
It came.
And I'm talking about 8 to 12 times a day, on and off, and then the nights.
Yeah.
I mean, you fling off the quilt, you put the quilt back on. You're
Yeah.
cold, you're hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like,
fan on,
and I'm like, this is ridiculous. No. I said, I need the Shilajit. Shilajit. Let me tell you.
That was the one.
The tar,
So it's like a black tar. It's like, you can look it up, Shilajit. I just dropped that a little bit into my green tea in the morning, and again, I have my green tea in the evening. I find it better with hot drink for me. It melts better. You can put it under the tongue. But the tongue, it's too bitter for me. You can take tablets, but I prefer just the natural. And that, within about 6 weeks, my energy levels just went back to its normal. I found it helped with the brain fog as well. Yes, definitely. I thought, wow, it's like I kind of got my clarity back again. And the hot flushes decreased immensely. Like I would say twice a month, which compared to
day,
it was
fewer day.
You know. I mean, I was so grateful that it was 2020 when the lockdown, because even though I don't think Byron probably we're thinking because he's there with me, locked up with me, with this hot flush. But I'm telling you, it's like, it really gave me time though to do my research. I was involved with a lot of health online Zoom meetings, finding out about it. One thing just to add, when I was on this recent webinar on Monday, she mentioned that with Black women, we suffer from menopause more than other groups. So when like Black, Asian and other ethnic minorities, but we suffer like from it. It's like the symptoms are worse.
Or more intense.
They're more intense. And we started earlier. Like they're talking about maybe
the 30s.
Yes.
Whereas I started later than you guys because it was only 2021.
Okay.
I didn't recognise the symptoms at all. I was actually in Jamaica, and my hot flushes seem to come after I eat a meal. So it was like,
that's not good.
It wasn't good, and it would be like I after a while I realise when it's coming because it's like about within half an hour, and I didn't even actually recognise it as. And maybe I'm still wrong because I've had very few symptoms in comparison to you guys. But about half of an hour, 20 minutes after I eat, I would just see my arms just start to look like glass, like water.
Oh, wow.
Right? And then, and then it'd be like, if I look down, all hair's wet. And I remember saying, Dad, because I was just so shocked. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And actually, that went on for probably 2 months. And then Dad said something. He didn't say menopause, but he said something about your time of life. And
and that's the thing,
because you don't know. You don't know. I was still having my periods, so I was probably in peri. And I mean, my periods. I'm 57. Am I?
Oh, 7, yeah.
Do you want to add on another year?
58.
Yeah, you're 58.
Yeah, I'm 58. But my
Yeah.
period
Yes,
only
because
stopped
you've been
like
59, yeah.
2 years ago.
Completely.
Yeah.
So you're in menopause. You're in menopause.
right, you're
so
in
that
menopause
only stopped
now,
like
yeah.
2 years ago. But I've had brain fog all my life. So, that don't really make, I can't tell.
Yeah.
It might have got worse. I don't
Yeah.
know, because I've always been very bad.
Don't you think though, when you are getting these symptoms or when it starts, because this is what I found and this is what I was thinking about throughout, like when we were going to have this talk, I thought to myself that, because I was thinking, why don't we talk about it more? Because although we're talking about it here,
Yeah.
between us, we haven't really had a in-depth conversation.
And
And
I
I
think,
think
Cleo, it's because you don't recognise the
that's
symptoms.
what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't recognise it. And because you don't recognise it and you know it's not yourself, it's like you're trying to deal with it first.
Yeah.
And you're trying to,
Yeah.
even when you recognise it and you're dealing with it, you're accepting it because you're thinking, this is another stage of your life.
Yeah.
And this is new. And you also want to get it under control. Because like you said, Ange, it's like you're on point. You're organised. You don't forget things. You know. And when this brain fog starts to happen, you're thinking, what's going on?
Major.
Why am I making these mistakes?
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Me, I was just thinking, I don't start crying over foolishness. What, over nothing? You know what I mean? I'd just be talking about something and, you know, I'm there blubbering. What the hell are you crying for, Cleo? You know, it's like, it was a shock to me. And when you don't know what it is, and even when you do, and you still can't stop it, because when they're saying to me, you know, about therapy, and then talk it through. Once I knew it was menopause, I was like, what is there to talk through? I just need help to stop it. Get these hormones under control. Because I'm talking about it and I'm crying. That's not helping them. I just need to get the hormones balanced. That's how I saw it. Because talking, how is it helping? I didn't need talk therapy. You know? So I just think that if we talk about it more, we know what the symptoms are and we know the scope of it.
Well,
and how it can...
that is it. That it's a massive scope, you know, because it comes to brain fog, aches and pains, right? Forgetting things, emotional. I mean, the list is so long.
You know
and
what?
it's
I've
for
even
everyone differently.
read about like what's added on as a symptom as well, and something that I've suffered on and off with, and I just put it to
I know you're gonna say
vertigo.
vertigo.
Vertigo is a symptom of it as well.
Touch wood. I've never had that, but I know people that have had it.
When I've had it bad, it's not.
It's
not good. It's not good. You know. But that's one of the symptoms as well. But then at the same time, I'm still. It's like I've actually embraced it, as in, you know, like I've tried different things to find what
you can get through it.
What fits exactly what suits my body and what is helping my body to balance the hormones. And it's been like a hit and miss stuff. Some things work for a while and then perhaps sometimes they don't work as well. But I have embraced, because I think that if you don't embrace the change, it's going to be harder.
Of course.
So do you think that you, just as Angie's saying that, do you think that you haven't embraced it yet because you're not able to?
No, I think I've embraced it. It's like me, right? When in my mum's time, I used to hear about HRT, and it was a bad thing. It wasn't good for you, and people were saying, So in my head, I was just like, HRT is not an option. And so, obviously, when I was going through what I was going through, I wasn't really even
thinking of
that wasn't my first thought. But then I started to look at it because I thought I need to look at everything and I need to fix this as soon as possible. So I didn't close down on, you know, I was looking at everything that was possible out there. So I looked at HRT and it's changed a lot over, obviously, from back then to now. So, and also a lot of the stuff that they use are more natural.
That's what I was going to ask you, because there's two types of HRT. There's the medical chemical one, I call it, and then there's the more natural one.
I've got the more natural one.
Because at one point I did ask about the natural one, just to, you know, but I heard it was like a postcode.
That's
lottery.
right. Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
my postcode, which is Lewisham
You know,
Borough, they actually do it.
So it was a
But they
postcode
don't.
lottery
Yeah, they
because-
don't do it in every
because
borough.
I didn't want that chemical. But then I thought I'm going to try naturally because you know what I'm like. I like try everything natural, everything natural, and see if I can get it right. But if they couldn't offer me that natural one,
Didn't want
I was
it.
Yeah.
like, no, don't bother
But
giving it
to be honest with you, I think if they hadn't done the natural one, I would have gone for whatever was on offer and then looked into it because at the time I just needed a fix. Because I just felt like
the way you're feeling.
I was off work. I knew I had to go back to work, and I thought I couldn't go back to work in the state that I was. So I just thought whatever was going to get me better quickly, or the quickest route, I would have taken it. In the meantime, while I had time to do some research.
So at the moment, then you're not on HRT.
No, I am.
You are. You're back.
Yeah.
You're on it.
I'm still on it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So I'm not. You're not, are you?
I've never had
And
it.
you've
I've never tried it. I've never tried it.
Yeah.
I've never tried it.
I don't feel that I've had an issue, you know.
Yeah, and not everyone. And this is the thing, you know. Not every woman does.
Yeah.
Some women literally just go through, and that's how I felt up to 2019. I was absolutely fine. I never had any symptoms. But as you said, the hot and the night sweats.
The night sweats and the hot flushes.
Yeah,
2020.
the night sweats are
the only
really
thing I
bad.
had.
Or were
Yeah.
really bad.
No.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is when, you know, it's like I'm in a meeting and suddenly I feel that hot flush come on and you feel to yourself, suddenly you just want to like back off.
Yeah.
You want to just fling off.
Yeah, I feel it on my back sometimes. Like,
Think of your
the sweat
jacket
is
or
dripping
whatever,
down my
but
back.
you're thinking to
Yeah.
yourself, oh
It's
my
dripping down my
gosh.
back.
And I feel like, oh my God, there's a sweat pouring off my head because
Yeah,
you know,
Sometimes
my
it is on mine,
forehead
sometimes-
just
Mine
shine.
come here. Look, go to like you can feel
Across the brow.
across
Yeah.
here, my across here.
But there are-
and how long did that last for you guys? Because mine only lasted about 3 months, and then
No,
Oh,
mine-
wow.
I said 2020, that is when it came on full blown. And that's when it was like a few months, but I concentrated on finding things, natural things. I was trying different things. What's that one?
Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha helped a bit as well.
Okay.
and then the other St. John's. Is it St. John's water?
I never tried that one, but I have heard that for some people
Yeah.
that helps. You know what I mean? St. John's water, helps.
Yeah.
But I was, you know, I tried. There was one in Holland and Barrett. It was like a gummy type of vitamin. It was meant to be for menopause, and that was very good. That helped to reduce it. But the Shilajit to me is the best one so far because it deals with the brain fog, it deals with my energy levels, and it deals with the flushes.
Okay.
And I'm still very grateful still though that compared to, I mean, some women have it. There's the whole other symptoms.
Yeah,
you know?
because I mean the uncomfortable symptoms that people don't talk about is like vaginal dryness, and,
painful sex, they say.
you know, loss of libido.
Yes.
You know, I think there's other things that, you know, people are suffering from and they don't talk about.
it.
So I think, and those things as well, because I think one of the things that somebody told me to watch was the documentary with Davina McCall. I think it's a Channel 4.
Yeah.
I think it's a series of documentaries
Yeah.
on
About
menopause.
I did watch it.
And it's really,
Yeah.
you know,
Useful.
like for anyone who kind of wants more information on it, and it kind of goes over quite a big scope of what people are going through and people's stories and what's available as well out there. That's a good, because when I watched that, that's when I found out about the different types of
HRT.
HRT.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's a good thing.
That's exactly the same thing actually.
Yeah.
When it's like, I think it showed on Channel 4 or whatever it was, whatever channel it showed on, and I remember watching it, and that's how I heard about that. There's 2 types of HRT. The natural one, I'm thinking they don't tell you that.
No.
They don't tell you about the natural one.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I
A
heard
lot of
it's
things they don't
supposed
tell
to
us, so you know, and I think we just have to kind of do our own research in this.
Yeah.
but
have
then,
to. Talking about research, there's a doctor, Dr. Marva, that you even mentioned in that recent WhatsApp link that you sent.
Okay.
But she was in this webinar site that login that I was in on Monday, and her and a few others have pushed for this Swan report to do a research into why Black women have the menopause, like experience it worse than other groups, especially white women, compared to white women, that we have it the worst. Our symptoms are worse. They want to know what is happening within the brain. And there's something in the brain as well. It begins with H. I can't remember the name of it. That that monitors the temperature in our body, and it's when that goes haywire. That is what causes the
hot flushes.
The hot flushes and the night sweats and things like that.
And some people suffer from it because, you know, I know people who suffer, for years.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and they just deal with it.
I know.
You know?
The thought of, when I think at my worst, when those nights, the thought of that, like long term, how do you deal with that? I couldn't do it. I deal with because I have a fan and that's fine. But like the nights, to think of that like for
lack of
even a
sleep.
year.
You're not sleeping properly. When you're not sleeping properly, and you can't function properly, then it makes it even worse. Everything else escalates.
So true.
Even work, you think like when you're going to work and you've had
you haven't slept
properly, and then you're trying to remember things at work. I mean,
well, some women, sadly, some of the symptoms that they experience is so bad till they end up leaving.
Or sometimes they get sacked because of they're not functioning. Or you know they get aggressive. And no, this is true.
Borderline.
Well, watch out there. You know.
But I think it's becoming more of a topic, and it's definitely one of the areas where you hear about it more. Workplaces
are putting more things in place.
I guess depend on your workplace. Right?
Yeah, but then you wonder sometimes, like, you know, these workplaces put things in place, but they put it in place, but are they really?
Is it just lip service?
Because they feel they need to be doing something, but are they really making any change?
You know.
But it's important. I mean, if you're having issues at work and it's menopause,
it's true to look at the policy and see what they've got in place.
Exactly. Because they should be trying to push you out. They should be supporting you.
And that's what it's about, isn't it? About support.
It's about support. It's not our fault, you know.
Yeah,
it's not our fault.
We women, boy.
I know we have it rough, innit? We go through puberty.
Yeah,
as we men, our boys do as well.
But then we have to have the period. We have to have the baby then.
Exactly. And then end it off. And then we have the menopause as well.
And now, boom.
Yeah.
Right, last one.